All these patients complaining they can't get their medicines. Insurers and PBMs are often owned by the same giant company, so middlemen, like me, decide what medicines you can get and how much you pay. But don't worry, if your prescription gets denied, we know another one that works for us. I mean, you.
Washington should stop PBMs and insurers from driving up drug costs. Learn more at phrma.org/insurer costs. Paid for by Pharma.
5 a.m. I'm up with a crisp Celsius energy drink. Running 12 miles today. Grab a green juice, quick change, and head to work. Meetings, workshops. One more Celsius, no slowing down. Working late, but obviously still meeting the girls for a little dancing. Celsius. Live, fit, go. Grab a cold, refreshing Celsius at your local retailer or locate now at Celsius.com.
The Oregon Ducks spring game date is set. 9 players are going to the Combine. And we're going to break down our 5 most important Ducks who must break through next season in order for Oregon to maybe win the national title. All of that and more here on the Ducks Confidential Podcast. I am Aaron Fentress of the Oregonian OregonLive. And he is George Wrighster of the Unafraid Show and the CW, although you're on hiatus from the CW right now because the season's over. But anyway, George, how you doing? We skipped last week. I was just tired of you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like 19 straight weeks. I was like, you know what? I need a break from George. And my spirits are so much better. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I missed you. There was just nothing to talk about. And I think both of us were just on the other end of our phones like, should we text and set up a pod? Hey, I'll wait for the other one. And we just didn't do it because there wasn't nothing to talk about. But we're back this week. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to go. I got a whole new energy coming up for this season. We got the Combine coming up. Draft is going to be excellent for the Ducks as well. Spring game date, man, optimism is high. And last year, I was temper your expectations, George. Temper your expectations. This will be a good season. Don't think it'll be a national championship. But now I'm like, we got to get to the show this year, man. This has everything written on it. This feels like Ohio State in 2024, where that team lost 2 games and won the national championship. So I'm not saying that this is going to be perfect, that it is going to be breezy, anything like that. I am saying, as Aaron Fentress would say, that the championship window is he'll call it a jar or whatever word that he
late in the season, I said a jar. Before the Final Four, they made the Final Four. I said it's a jar.
Yeah, exactly. No, man, that thing is wide ass open coming into the season. So, it is so open that your mother or your grandmother is like, close that door. I ain't cooling the outside. That's how wide open it is. That don't mean you get it. You still need luck. You still need excellent play. You still need some favor, and you need health. So there are things that can derail a national championship, but just the fact that you're like, hey yo, and now I'm at night when I'm sitting there and I'm saying my prayers, I'm like, God, please keep Dante Moore of sound mind and sound body and healthy and the same thing for the.
Does he have security? Do we have Secret Service on him?
We should wrap him up in bubble wrap. Don't let him out of the house. Don't let him do anything out. Somebody needs to cut up his food for him. He can't touch knives.
Guard him like 1980s Michael Jackson.
Exactly. And then the same thing for Tatum and Mateo, Finney. Got to keep his knees sound and safe. Let his quads and
Are you
calves.
praying every night? Are you praying every night?
Yes.
Wow.
Dude. And God, please let Alik Terry, his vast wisdom and knowledge and offensive linery that it imparts into these young men and they are aggressive and physical and stout and Yeah, and that their minds are clear and their arms are extra long and
Okay.
and that the
I think
running
we
back that
I
they
think
have
we've crossed
dreams
over
of
from
5 points of pressure.
I think we crossed over from fandom to needs therapy, but it's okay. I appreciate the love for the Ducks.
I can still be objective about everything.
Okay. Well, so my thing last year was I need to see a bunch of things, all these new starters, blah 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 blah. Well, next year you got most of the starters back, and we saw the quarterback, right? So there's no question the quarterback is going to be great. The only question is he going to go to elite, which I believe he's going to just by his temperament and his intellect and his IQ and all that kind of, like, you're just going to see a natural projection there. So, look, I'm not predicting they're going to win it. I do need to see more before that, but I will admit
That
because
they
I'd be a
can't.
hypocrite. I'd be a hypocrite at this point to not admit that it's open. Because
Yeah.
all the reasons I gave for why I didn't believe it was open
are now staring you in the face.
because they have a great team that we saw go to the Final Four. They returned most of it, and the quarterback is that dude. So what can I say? They're still now winning it. We'll see, but I do believe that the window. I haven't believed the window is open. Well, not since 14, really. Not one time since then have I thought, oh yeah, this team. And they've, obviously they were ranked number 1 2 years ago. Last year they were in the top 4. And the 2019 team, had they beaten USC, they might have been in the playoffs, right? 2020, the 21 team fell apart against Utah. So there's been some, moments, but this is the first time since 2014 where I'm like, okay, this team has a look.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The only question really is O-line, but we'll get to that in a second. But let's start with the spring game. Is April 25th at 1 p.m. You coming up for that? Nah, I know you're not. Might you? Nah.
You never know. April 25th is a long way away, bro.
Yeah, it is.
A long way away.
Months.
Yeah.
2.5 months away. But yeah, 1 o'clock, Austin Stadium, obviously. It's free to get in. Bring some canned foods and non-perishables. Obviously, donate like every year, et cetera, et cetera. All right. The other thing coming up is the Combine into February. That's 2 weeks, right? 19th, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
The Ducks are sending 9 players to the Combine. They are Noah Whittington, Malik Benson, Kenyon Sadiq, Alex Harkey, Emmanuel Pregnon, Isaiah World, Bryce Betcher, Jaden Kennedy, and Dylan Finneman. Now, I've seen you former Ducks out there bragging about how many they sent and how elite the development is at Oregon, et cetera, et cetera. But of course, me being me, I had to jump into Jeff Schwartz's Twitter. I had to jump into your Twitter and just make the point. Just made the point because Jeff said it was a record for Oregon or something like that. And I'm like, okay, it is, but it's a different era. You can't compare it to the era where you pretty much had to rely on kids you recruited out of high school. 7 of these 9 guys are transfers, so it is different. Now I know what you're gonna say. They transferred in, they were developed, they got better, and I agree with you. And regardless of whether or not it's fair to compare it to the past or not, at the end of the day, what it shows is that if you're a player out there in the NCAA football world and you're looking for a place to go and you're thinking about the NFL, Oregon's not going to screw you up. Right?
Yes.
You can go to Oregon, and you're going to get better, and you're going to get some recognition and maybe get invited to the Combine. So it's impressive, but I do put a caveat by it.
Hold on. Here's where I'm going to uncaveat your caveat. Is you've heard NFL.
You can't uncaveat a caveat. You can't uncaveat a caveat. That's from Dumber and Dumber. You can't triple down a double stamp. You can't.
Yeah. NFL teams have said that Oregon is doing the best job. Well, one of the best jobs in college football right now, or the best job of having guys ready to come in and play.
Who said this?
Multiple NFL front office people have said this, that whatever Dan is doing in terms of the program, preparation, mental, everything, that these guys are NFL ready.
Where
or what?
Said it to you personally, or they said it in reports?
Both. They've said it in reports too. and that one of the things that you have to point to that is look at last year. Oregon had 12 invitees to the Combine last year. Dylan Gabriel drafted. Tez Johnson, he was a transfer, but you can't say that he did not get developed at Oregon. Exactly.
He looked like the exact same dude as he was in where was he? Western Kentucky?
No, he's at Troy.
No, Troy. That's right. Sorry, Noah was Western Kentucky.
Yeah, and he was at Oregon for multiple years. Johnny Cornelius. He came from Rhode Island. Developed NFL. Jordan James.
He was high school.
Yeah, true. Excuse me. Birch got developed here, and he was ready to go. Granted, he was a 5-star kid coming out of high school, but you still got developed at Oregon for multiple years, and he did some good stuff for the Cardinals, I think, this year. Jamari Caldwell, he looks like he's going to be very good. Same thing with Harmon. And yeah, so they've done a very good job. And like you said, this is the new era of college football. Now, if you get a transfer, like for instance, your team, the Miami Hurricanes, Darian Mensah was a very good quarterback this year and probably would have been QB2 had he come out in the draft this year. QB2 or QB3.
Really?
Yes, he is. He's a very good quarterback. I like me some Darian Mensah. The the other part of, so if he goes to Miami and then he goes to go be, let's say, a top 5 pick next year, you do have to give Shannon Dawson some credit for his maturation on top of it as well, because number one, that would have meant that because for quarterbacks who've started for a while, they get a book on you, right? Like the longer that you start, and really at any position, and we see it in the draft every year, the longer that you start, the more film that there is, and then they're like, he doesn't do that as well. He doesn't do that. Like they start picking you apart the longer that you start. And when you have guys who've been, if Mensah comes out next year, he'll be because he'll be a junior, he'll be a 4th-year player, 3rd-year starter. And if he's still a top 5 pick, that means that Miami did some very nice things with him and got him to develop more. So in this new era, when you can go from one place to the next and elevate your play, that means that something, obviously you got older and more mature, but you also had to have great coaching, because we have also seen the complete opposite happen too.
Okay. But there is a huge difference between that and taking a guy raw out of high school. Correct?
No.
It's a huge.
Hold up. Look at a candidate now. Hold up.
So funny.
Look at a candidate who came from Ole Miss. Nobody thought this dude was going to be an excellent NFL. But now when you watch him, he is a no. When I watch candidate, I'm like, that is a 10-year NFL player. I don't know if he gets. I don't believe he's going to be a 1st-round pick, but you might be looking at him late round 2, early round 3. But he's going to be one of them guys that's in the NFL for 10 years. That dude is a dude. He's a player, and truthfully, out of all the guys going to the combine, outside of Thieneman and Sadiq, he might be the guy who plays the longest or turns into the biggest star in the NFL.
Okay, but he played 34 college football games before he got to Oregon. He played an entire career, basically, before he got to Oregon. So we can't give all that credit to Oregon.
I'm not giving all the credit to Oregon. I'm not giving all the credit to Oregon. But
that's why I said it's more impressive when you take a guy out of high school and develop him on up than just 1 or 2 year guys. And so because you're 34 games, he's had some development. It's not like he never did a backpedal before he got to Oregon. So that's all I'm saying is that you bring a guy out of high school and raise him up. That's different. Come on, admit that.
In this era, it doesn't matter. But I do give 2-year guys more like
that's why I didn't call you last week, right?
I give guys two year or more guys way more development credit for where they were from where they finished than where they, where they are. It's kind of like Christian Gonzalez, Oregon Duck guy.
We'll agree that I'm right. You just don't want to admit it. But the thing is, like I slipped that in there. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. Like that, it doesn't really matter. Like this isn't really a criticism. It's just, I'm just making a point. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because guys across the country, they're going to say, hey, I can go to Oregon and I know they're not going to screw me up. Yeah. Because look at the dudes they're sending to the combine. And so that's huge for, the state of college football as it is. All right. Of these 9 guys, they're not all going to get drafted. You think all 9 are going to get drafted?
It is likely that all 9 of I would say it's more likely. I would guarantee 7 of them get drafted, but let's go down it. Thieneman is for sure getting drafted.
Correct.
So is Sadiq. So is World. So is Harkey. So is Canada. Sure? Huh?
Harkey for sure.
Yes, 100%. He's a guard instead of a tackle. Actually, I'll go down the list. So you got Harkey for sure, Kenyon Sadiq for sure, Dylan Thieneman for sure, Bryce Betcher for sure, Emmanuel Pregnon for sure, Isaiah World for sure, Candidate for sure. Oh my God. And Malik Benson. So I'm not 100% about Noah, but I would go at 8 of them are going to be drafted.
All right.
Possibly 9. And going 9 for 9, that'd be pretty outstanding, especially if the majority of them are in the first 4 rounds.
Okay, I admittedly have not done any draft research yet, so I'm going to refrain from commenting. But yeah I'm not.
So you're probably going to have 2 for either in between 1 and 3 first rounders. You're going to have Thieneman and Sadiq are probably. Well, Sadiq is probably the most likely first round.
He's a lock. Thieneman's not going to go in the first round, dude.
Thieneman? Are you serious?
Again, I shouldn't say anything because I have not looked at a lot of them.
And then you could potentially have Pregnon go, but Pregnon goes no later than the second round.
I don't see anything showing Thieneman first round.
I don't know where you've been looking, buddy.
This has Steelers maybe taking him first. Okay. Again, I haven't started to dive into this stuff yet, so I'll refrain. We're going to talk more about this, obviously, between now and the draft. But so you remember in 2020, the Ducks had 7 go to the combine, which was a record then. It was Herbert, Dye, Breeze, Throckmorton, Hanson, Lemieux, and Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson was a lone transfer. So 6 guys from high school to combine. Out of that, though, I think only 4 were drafted. No, wait. No, sorry, I take that back. Herbert, Dye, Breeze, Hanson, Lemieux, and Juwan. So 6 of the 7 were drafted.
Yeah. And who's having the best career out of them right now? Obviously Herbert, but then after that,
Lemieux.
I would go with Juwan Johnson probably.
Isn't Lemieux like a multi-year starter now?
Yes, and
dude, I searched Lemieux in reference. It gave me Mario Lemieux.
And then you had then you have Juwan Johnson, who's doing a great job down there with the Saints, and he just signed a new deal. He rich right now.
So yeah, actually Lemieux's out of the league now, and he made 16 starts and 25 appearances. So
yeah,
is Jake?
Yeah,
I thought one of the linemen was killing it. Okay, so Hanson 4 starts and 56 games. I think Throckmorton went undrafted, but then has come on later in his career.
Yes.
Yeah, he went undrafted, and he's still back up. But 58 games, 27 starts. He started 14 his second year in the league and hasn't started very many since. But Anyway,
Hey,
so it's
Juwan
Juwan and
just
Die.
signed-
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, Juwan and Die. Yeah, Juwan.
Yeah.
Is he still playing tight end? Because he got moved
Yes,
to tight end,
dude,
right?
he just
Yeah.
signed a 3-year, $31 million deal.
Damn.
Yes,
Did he
brother.
really?
Yes. Why do you ask me stuff like
Oh,
really?
sorry.
He's got 223 career receptions for 2,500 yards and 21 touchdowns already.
No, I misread what I was looking at because I didn't think he just had a career year. He just had 889 on 77 catches.
Yeah.
I didn't see that number. That makes sense. Yeah, him moving to tight end was smart because he was.
I told him that.
not
I told
fast
him
enough
that
to do
from the beginning.
Why would he listen to you? What do you know about tight end?
I know exactly. Because I told him, I was like, you remind me of a guy that I played with named Ernest Wilford, who went to Virginia Tech, came to the NFL. Ernest was trying, like he was having to like kill himself to stay at a weight to be able to play tight end, to be able to play wide receiver. Oh, because I'm a wide receiver. And it would have been easier for Ernest to just put on 20 pounds to just let his body do what it wanted to do.
Right.
Instead of fighting to be, and because it wasn't like he was extra fast for a wide receiver. He was a fast tight end, average speed, below average speed for a wide receiver. He just made it tough on himself.
Right.
And I told Juwan Johnson that, and I was like, listen, so when they ask you this, you have to be open-minded and you have to embrace it. I said, I promise you, and I say this with every bit of love, you will be out of the league very quickly if you try to fight against this. If you embrace this, you will be very rich.
Good job, George. Way to look out for your brethren.
Trying to help the Utes, buddy.
Hey, pass that knowledge on, man. You got to pass that knowledge. No, that was smart of him. All right, let's transition from all this talent they lost. Man, I don't know. After seeing this list, all the players they lost, I don't know. I'm going to have to close that window.
Imagine, think about this. We just talked about all of that. Imagine the fact that if Mateo, Dante, Tatum, Stewart, and Johnson all had declared for the draft too.
Then I would say the window's not open.
Yeah, that would have been potentially 13 guys drafted, bro. That would have put you in like possibly 3-4 first rounders. God almighty.
That's crazy. All right, so because you lost 9 dudes to the combine and other dudes as well, you're going to need some players to step up. Yes, they return a lot of starters, but you're going to have some spots where dudes have to step up. George and I each have picked 5 players that we think must step up. We are going to go through them. George, you go first.
You want me to list all 5 or you just want me
to? No, just pick one. We'll rotate. Yeah, you go one, I'll go one.
The number one person who needs to step up this season is number 5, Dante Moore.
Ooh,
obviously, he was a fantastic player, potential number 1 pick this year, all sorts of accolades. But now it's time to go from a great player to an elite player to be able to carry the team on your back, to not have to have the run game lead you, to be able to be like, oh, we can put the ball in the Heisman guy's hands.
I agree 100%. So let's all remember Marcus Mariota had 2 great seasons as a starter, 12 and 13. And then in 14, he took it to a completely
He looked like he was playing on slow-mo, and he looked like he was playing on rookie, and everybody else was playing on all Madden.
Exactly. And what was crazy, though, is so his attempts went up from 336 his first year to 386 to 445, but his interceptions went down from 644. So he threw and the 4th interception came on just to heave it in the national championship game. So he really threw 3 interceptions in 445 attempts in 15 games. That's just stupid, especially when you're throwing for 42 touchdowns and 45 minutes. So he completely elevated his game in that final year. Justin Herbert, same thing. Started out, solidly, got hurt, collarbone, obviously. But his last year, boom, his best all-around year, 32 touchdowns, 6 picks, 60 career, not career best, but 66.8 completion percentage. We also go back to your boy Joey. and how he blossomed in that last year as well, elevating his touchdowns from 20 to 23, but more importantly, reducing his interceptions from 13 to 5. Bo Nix, same thing in his 5th year as well. So there's, obviously there's precedence for this. And I just, the thing I like about him, and I'm going to say it from now until he's gone, is I just like his mentality, his composure, the way he comes off as being pretty cerebral and pretty self-aware.
Yep.
Which we talked about him taking, going from 5-star, I got to start somewhere, I'm the man, I had to, okay, I'll set my ass on the bench for a year. Like, that was just huge and that just tells you who he is. So this offseason, he's not walking around going, yeah, I went to the Final Four, I'm the man. I got Beats contract. He's going, I got my ass kicked by Indiana. I need to figure out how to diagnose pressure a little better and changing coverages and pre-snap. And I just have no doubt he's doing that. And if he does that, it's just like it's the reverse of Madden. Like it's like when you're a freshman, you're playing Madden on Hall of Fame. And then it comes down to your senior year. Now you're playing it on freshman level, whatever level it is. And so that's the same thing is that for him, he's going to improve this year to the point where everything's going to slow down. He's going to be that much better. All his numbers are going to jump. And that's one of the reasons why I think they're going to be a national championship contender. I can't believe I'm saying that. Damn it. Anyway, all right. My first guy, I'm going to go with probably my favorite guy on the team right now, Jeremiah McClellan, dude. That kid, I love seeing that.
You love you some Jeremiah.
Dude, I love
McClellan.
me some McClellan. I'm not gonna lie, because when he was, in the background, and then they had some injuries, and that's where next man up, right? And all of a sudden, he's just out there balling.
That shows his character, though. That shows his character.
Yeah,
because he could have bounced, and he could have, gone in the tank, but instead he was like, "Oh, let me get better." Let me stop putting balls on the turf. Let me catch extra balls after. Let me, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, if you need a spectacular catch, call 11.
He made some stupid ass catches, man. Like catches that that Minnesota one. I mean, anyone's ever played receiver and try to catch a ball about a sideline or the end or corner of the end zone or wherever, just knows how insane that was. To drag one leg, to make sure you don't go out of bounds, and then bend the way he bent his other leg to stay. It was just like, it was like Baryshnikov type stuff, like the equivalent of what Baryshnikov did as a ballet dancer. Anyway, all right, so that's my first man off the bench. Who's your next one?
My next one, another wide receiver, Oregonian Moore. Mm-hmm. No, the kid was hurt last year. It is time to live up to the hype, pal. You got to go to work this offseason. Otherwise, you will not be number 1 or number 2. Because Evan Stewart or Gatlin Bear or Jeremiah McClellan or somebody else that we ain't even thinking about right now, somebody wants to eat. And it doesn't matter how much money you make in NIL, don't matter none of this. You got to go get it. Like, you got to be an absolute dog. So, yes.
I agree. I know some Duck fans were mad at Stein because they were watching, oh my God, Malachi Tony, right?
Yeah.
They were watching him tear it up for Miami this year and then blaming Stein for Oregonian not doing the same, ignoring the fact that he got hurt and there was a stretch there where they were leaning on the run game more, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the type of impact you want to see from Oregonian next season. And that's the type of talent he has. And if Dante elevates
from injury,
right,
McClellan and Malik Benson were balling so hard that, like, you couldn't take them off the field.
Right.
A coach would be crazy to be like, hey, Oregonian, you're back starting.
And I don't think he was.
Everybody would have been like, the team would have been like, oh, whoa, right. Coach. We love Oregonian, but let's settle down here.
Right. And I don't think he was 100%. And they'd also settled into doing more 2 tight end stuff with Sadiq and Johnson. So yeah, but now if Dante Moore's numbers are going to elevate, like we think.
Oh, I think we're going to be in 11 personnel a lot more.
Yeah, but I'm saying that those numbers got to go somewhere, and he's got to be part of that. And so I mean, there's no way he doesn't get. I mean, they got a lot of targets. I'm saying 900 yards at least and 8 touchdowns. That's what I would expect.
Yeah, I think we should have 2,000-yard receivers this year, probably.
Yeah, it just all depends how it spreads out. I mean, when Marcus threw for 4,400 yards, they only had 1,000-yard receiver, so you really never know how it's.
Yeah, but they didn't have nobody that looked like these dudes. They did not have NFL guys.
I know, but if you got 6 guys to spread it out,
it's hard
for 2 guys to get that. It's just math at that point. All right, My second guy. All right. This is actually more important than McClellan. Man, left tackle. Clearly, they believe in Crater. Clearly. Otherwise, you give Jordan Seaton $10 million.
Yes, correct.
An offer he can't refuse. So, I mean, unless they have another plan, who knows? But he showed well last year. But man, if left tackle as a whole, then everything's going to crumble. Like it just is. I mean, they're not going to go 8-4 or 7-5, but you're probably not going to win a national title if every defense knows that your left tackle is an issue. So,
and here's the truth:
that guy's got to step up.
Well, actually, they're in Indiana's right tackle was awful. their
you
right
were
tackle
trashing him before the first game.
This is the truth.
Yeah. What'd you call him? What was your name for him?
A fish. He's a cone.
Fish.
He's a cone. In the pass game. So you can, and this the thing is that I do believe that Oregon feels like they have answers at left tackle. Of course, if you could get Jordan Seaton, that would be insane not to try, right?
Right.
But they also didn't push the limit. They were like, listen, if it works in this parameter, in this box, we'll take them. But LSU was like, we're going to go in this box. And Oregon was like, nah, have fun. Have at it. Either you go grab all the money or you come get developed and then go grab all the money.
Right, because he won't get developed at LSU, right?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that LSU's O-line coach doesn't have a history of putting out top tier first round picks. That is all. I'm not saying the man can't do it. I'm saying that they just haven't, that hasn't happened yet. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. You're next. Sorry. I lost track.
Aiden Breland. He got to step up. Number 42 out of Modern Day High School. All reports are that when it's on, it is on. It's just not always on. And so he's got to take that next step because you lost a lot of D-line depth in the portal. You got some D-line depth out of the portal. But this is a kid who has first-round pick potential. And he's got to step up and become what he should be.
And not just for this year, he's got to step up so you got someone in the pocket for the following year when Bear and Amari are gone, right? You'd like to have a homegrown kid that is going to be just like the next Amari. Well,
yeah, and I need Bear to step up. And I almost put Bear on this list, but I didn't want to judge a kid based upon his history. Like, I was like, bro, you can't get fat and happy. Like, you can't. Because that's the thing I think that he's going to have to fight against is all the things that caused him to have the problems at Georgia and at USC. Like, if you do it once, it's an accident. You do it twice, you can really do it.
All right, I'm going to stay on the offensive line and go with the other tackle, man. Janoris Wilson. He's got to step up. He's played well. He's got some starts, but can he do it for 16 games? Can you have two relatively, inexperienced? Well, I mean, Janoris isn't inexperienced, but you know what I'm talking about as a starter, a full-time starter at the tackle positions. That's scary,
Michael
bro.
Bennett might end up being the starter there, the kid that transferred from Yale. So
that's a nice insurance policy, but you were not talking about, you thought he could also be playing guard. He might start at guard instead, and they might slide Iolio over to left guard or whatever to figure it out. But so that's insurance, but still, to me, if you go get a guy from Yale, you're saying you are getting a guy who's going to compete and maybe play in a certain spot. You're not going out and throwing a bunch of money at some, former 4- or 5-star kid like Seaton. So Janoris has a chance to start there. Okay, but if we want to say that Bennett's going to start there,
a shot.
Sure. Or Bennett, one of them has to step up there. That's a huge hole as well, regardless. All right, next for you.
Me, it is Naeem Alford or Efi. We already know what Brandon Finney gonna do.
Damn.
But we need one of them to be, and this is no saying that Efi didn't play pretty well last year as a redshirt freshman because he 100% did. But we need to have a situation like they have over at Tennessee this year. Tennessee is going to have 2 corners drafted in the top 15. Like, we need that. If we got that level of production, because we going to get that out of Finney. But if we get that level of production out of Efe and or Alford, Lord have mercy. You will go from the number 4 pass defense in the country to like the number 1 pass. It will be a no-fly zone. It will be like Ohio State this year, where they shut everything down. And even though they didn't win the national championship, people forget they had Miami in a pickle, bro, throwing the football. They had Indiana in a pickle throwing the football.
Who did?
Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Miami couldn't throw the football.
No.
And
right,
Indiana couldn't throw the football very well against them either.
So Alford was a 5-star kid, ranked the 3rd best defensive back in the nation. Played in 15 games last year, mostly special teams, I assume, and backup situations. But yeah, it's time for him. It's time for him to step up. I talked about these. You got to develop guys out of high school. This is one of those guys. 5-star kid. He's supposed to be that dude. Clearly, Finney was a little bit ahead, which is fine. Yeah. But that doesn't mean Alford can't develop and become
correct and potentially even be better.
You never know, but as long as he's really good, and you just add another elite corner to the mix, then you got to have guys who can cover. We all know that. All right, I'm going to go to the defensive side this time and go to my man, Jerry Mix Jr. I wrote a feature on him last year. He obviously had a good season, but now with Bryce gone, he needs to step up as a leader. He needs to step up as that guy in the middle of the defense, orchestrating, leading, being vocal, being that guy. I think he has the chops for it, but that's a different role because Bryce was a different kind of cat as a leader. Like Bryce was just your natural field general. That's some big shoes to fill. Jerry Mixon needs to step up there.
100% agree. There's nothing else to be said. You are right. And my last person.
Wait. I'm clipping. Ooh, I'm clipping that. Ooh, I'm clipping that.
Oh God! Don't get all excited.
It
was like your loins started
like
getting excited. I'm clipping that. Like,
see, which is hotter, Prime Halle Berry or you saying that? A little too
excited, my friend.
Halle Berry or George saying I'm 100% right? I think George saying I'm 100% right is a little hotter than Halle Berry. Anyway, we digress. Go ahead.
Any running back step up and be elite. Like, I'm not talking about be a good running back. I'm saying that, and this is not saying that we need one guy to take, 200 carries and then other guys get like 35. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm saying that we need somebody to step up and it be, and when you get in them tough games, that he's elite to where the first guy has no chance to tackle him. Like if a free runner comes in, he's toast. He's dead meat. Like we need a Bucky, and Bucky split carries, right. But you knew when it came down to it, get a ball to Buck out the backfield, hand it to him. He'll block. He'll do whatever you need him to do. That's what we need. We need it. I don't care whether it's Riggs. I don't care whether it's De'Ara Hill, Jordan Davidson, the kid that signed with Arizona coming over, the other transfer kid. I do not care. Just one of them be elite.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Stewart had Jeremiah Johnson. LaMichael had Kenyon. But you knew who the number one back was.
Yes.
Right? You knew who the guy was. Even Royce Freeman, when he came in as a freshman, kind of took over as the number one back. You still had Byron playing receiver, and then you had Tyner, but you still knew who the number one back was. It was Freeman. Like you said about Bucky splitting carries.
Yeah,
but
it's clear who
you can
the
split
big
carries.
dog in the room
you can split carries to keep guys healthy. And plus, you got another good back, right? So you want to keep him fresh, and the other guy can do things too, but you know who that guy is. And that's what you're saying. Yes. You want someone to establish themselves as the number one back, and the other one's playing off of him. I feel you. All right, I'm gonna go back to offense. I always lean offense, probably because I was an offensive guy. But so one thing they definitely lost on offense, aside from the offensive lineman, is you lost some serious experience at wide receiver. And we saw how important that was with Bryant until he got hurt. And then, of course, Malik Benson. Where would they have been last year without Benson, right?
Oh, lost.
Yeah. So we like McClellan. We like McClellan. We like DeCorian. But Evan Stewart now is that almost like a senior transfer coming in, the vet guy coming off an injury who has a lot to prove because he wants to go to the NFL. He wants to be in the combine next year. He needs to come in and be what he was before he got hurt and be that senior leader and be that number one guy. Like, to me, if he's your number one guy and McClellan and DeCorian are playing off of him, boom, that's when you're going to take off. So, Evan Stewart, this is your season, bro.
I like that.
That's it? That's all you got?
Yeah. No, I mean, I named the wide receivers already, and with DeCorian, but I do think that Evan is going to be he's got to be the veteran. Right. He's got to be Unc. He's got to be the guy that keeps everything from going off the rails at times.
I agree. All right, we're going to talk about the schedule at some point. We're going to save that, though. We got a bunch of combine stuff coming up. We're going to break down the combine each week and talk about how the Ducks did in future episodes leading up to spring ball. And then we got the spring game, and then we got the draft. A lot of stuff coming up. Anything else? Recruiting's pretty much over, right? I mean, they had a couple guys.
No. Recruiting never stops, bro. You getting 2027 commits already.
Well, I'm talking about
you're doing a great job.
You can still have All right, that's it for this episode of the Ducks Confidential Podcast. We'll be back next week with more interesting Duck dialogue. Catch you then.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.